श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरि ओम ओम सहनावतु सहनो भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ओम शांति शांति शांति. So yesterday we were seeing तथा च उक्तं न वासुदेव भक्तानाम् अशुभं विद्यते क्वचित्. वासुदेव भक्तानाम् अशुभं न विद्यते क्वचित् न विद्यते. Vidyate is the verb. With that verb you have to add that na. Does not happen. Happen, na happen. Does not happen. That is how we do it in English, right? So Vasudeva Bhaktanam, for the devotees of Vasudeva, inauspiciousness, there will be no inauspiciousness. That is the idea. What is Vasudeva? Who is Vasudeva? Vasudeva is not Lord Krishna as we assume in other places. Here Vasudeva is Basati iti Vasaha. That yesterday we said that Deva who resides in the heart. Basati iti Vasaha, Vasu. Okay, so one who resides in the heart is Vasudeva. That is the absolute self. Okay, so Vasudeva is the absolute self. In this place and every other place, this Acharya refers to that Vasudeva, that Krishna as the absolute self. The absolute self is that Krishna itself, whichever way. Okay, so Krishna param kimapi tattvam naham jane. This is the author who said that I don't know anything which is greater than Krishna. Truth, tattva, the truth greater than Krishna. So Krishna is the truth. That is the idea there, not the form. If it is the form Krishna, then we know forms are non-eternal. So Krishna will become non-eternal. Okay, so he's talking about the Krishna, Vasudeva, who is the self, the absolute self. We are not trying to bind that cow to the tree. They have an example. One boy was asked to write a essay. Yes, there was a choice. So he had to write an essay either on a cow or tree. And every one of us, we choose. Okay, he chose cow. He thought, okay, cow will be the only essay which will come. Either this essay or that essay they are going to ask. So he said, okay, cow they are going to definitely ask, not this tree. So he mugged up everything regarding cow. But unfortunately, they asked about a tree. This fellow does not know anything about tree. So he wrote whatever needs to be written about the cow. The cow is white in color, it gives milk, this, that, everything. That cow we bind in this tree. We tie that cow in this tree. Like that he tied. We are not doing that. See here. So he says, now how? Yatahi loke balavantam rajanam ashritya. Vasudeva Bhaktanam, to the disciple, to the devotees of Vasudeva, he says. Now there is another problem here. Like J. Krishnamurti, he says, meditation dulls your mind. He speaks so much emotionally. We believe in it. Sadly, that is the worst part, actually. So, Bhakta, being a devotee is not a bad thing. Okay, so why? He says, see, Yatahi loke balavantam rajanam ashritya. Balavantam rajanam ashritya. Dasyavaha nigrishyante. Rajashrito ayamiti jnatva cha swayameva tadvashya bhavanti. There are two stages. See, you balavantam rajanam ashritya. Ashritya means taking the support of. Balavantam rajanam, a king who is powerful. Okay. If you are going to take the support of the king who is powerful, if you are dependent upon a king who is powerful, then he says, Dasyavaha means the thieves. Nigrishyante, like they control the thieves by taking the support of the king, a powerful king. Nothing, simple. We are there, and there is a police, one man. We 4 people, and there is one police. Now we try to overpower that thief. Let the policeman be safe. We try to overpower the thief. That thief will show a small knife, or he will beat us and he'll run away. But single policeman, even if he is the lowest of the grades, a constable, even that police dress that gives him the strength, he overpowers that thief. Okay, so he says, "What you are doing this? We won't dare to beat him or things like that." But that policeman, because of the power, he will do that. One. So this is from our side. Okay, from that side, what happens? Raja Shrito ayamiti jnatva cha swayameva tadvashya bhavanti. That thief also, when he understands, okay, this person is from the king. He has the support of the king. Seeing that support of the government, seeing that he automatically surrenders himself. Okay, there are 2 stands. See, that is one statement explained from 2 stages. One is that you control the thief. The other is the thief automatically comes and surrenders himself. What is this? These are 2 upayas in Kashmir Shaiva Siddhanta. They have different upayas. Upaya means methods, different methodologies. What is that? One is Anava Upaya. Anava means ego. Other is Shakta Upaya. Third one is Shaiva Upaya. Shakti Sambandha, Shiva Sambandha, like that. Shakti Sambandha, Shakta. That which is related to, associated with Shiva is Shaiva. Let it be. Anava Upaya which is dependent upon your ego. That is Anava Upaya. Completely based on yourself, your strength. So the first one is Anava Upaya. The second one is, the second part of the example is Shaiva Upaya, not Shakta Upaya. Shakta Upaya is partially dependent upon you, partially dependent upon that other stage. You go halfway and that person comes the other half. So that is Shakta Upaya. No, Shaiva Upaya means you don't have to do anything. Automatically that thing comes and surrenders itself. So the sense organs, naturally, once it sees that this person belongs to the government, it comes and surrenders. This person belongs to the thief, understanding that this person belongs to the government, he automatically surrenders. That is Shaiva Upaya. So these 2 upayas methods are explained here. Okay. Now again, we are not. This is example. What is the exemplified? Tatha eva. Similarly, Bhagavantam Sarvantaryaminam Ashritya. Bhagavantam Sarvantaryaminam. Sarva Antaryami. Antaryami means the indweller. Sarva Antaryami means indweller in everyone. Who? Bhagavantam. That Bhagavan, who is the indweller of everyone. Ashritya. When we take the support of him, when we depend upon him, Tat Prabhavena eva. Through his grace, through his power. Dushtani Indriyani Nigrahyani. The sense organs should be brought under control through his power. Remember this. When we say we surrender to Ishvara, we take refuge in Ishvara, and through that we control. No, we don't do that. We don't do that control. It is the power of Ishvara. Remember this. Yesterday we said Ishavasya Midagam Sarvam. Everything is Ishvara. There is Ishvara only. Okay. Then the other thing is in Kena Upanishad it is said, this is Ishavasya Upanishad. In Kena Upanishad it is said, these deities, they had a fight with the demons. So they overpowered the demons and gained victory. At that point of time, Indra and other devatas, the deities, they started celebrating. Asmakam evayam vijayo asmakam evayam mahimeti. They started celebrating that this victory belongs to us. And this power belongs to us. This greatness belongs to us. So then, Ishvara, Paramatma, the absolute self, took the form of Yaksha. Yaksha is a formless form. So, and presented itself in front of these people. And then when they are not able to understand, they are understood that they are weak enough. They are just weak without the support of the absolute self, the Ishvara. Then Indra, the head of that deities, he surrendered himself to that Paramatma. Then it presented itself in the form of Uma, etc. There is the story. So all the greatness is of the Ishvara. It's the greatness of Ishvara which is taking place through us. It is not our greatness. Okay, this idea, this simple idea will get rid of the ego. I was talking in Tamil. One small actor, he just died recently. He had put a video which went viral. He said, between life and death, a small gap is what is called as our life. Between birth and death, there is a small gap which is called as life. In that life, why do you have to have this ego of I am big, you are small, etc.? Just live a peaceful life. Help others. That's a good message. But that you don't have to go to other person when you have Shastras. This is not between life and death, the birth and death. Because between birth and death, there are births and deaths every day and every other birth and death. So, what do we see is from a shorter view. Yesterday itself I said, don't see things from a small prism, from a short-sighted view. So, see, what does he say? Bhagavantam sarvantaryaminam, the indweller. Ashirti, when you take refuge in him, that indweller, the absolute self, that can there be ego? If everything is his greatness, how can I have ego? I did. Who are you? See, even Duryodhana had this clarity. He said, Janami dharmam nachame pravrittihi, Janami adharmam nachame nivrittihi, Kenapi devena hrudisthitena, Yatha niyojyati tatha karomi. Janami dharmam, I know what dharma is. Nachame pravriti, but I am not able to do things. Janami adharmam, I know what adharma is. That which is not dharma, I know that. Nachame nivritti, I cannot not escape from that. Nachame nivritti, I cannot escape from that. Why? Kenapi devena, some deity, some god, Ishvara, sitting inside, hridisthitena, sitting inside my heart, yatha niyojati, as he guides me, tatha karomi, I am performing. He had that idea. So he says that Ishvara, if you take refuge in him, only through him everything happens. Therefore, the sense organs can be controlled. If you take refuge in that Ishvara, you cannot do that, but through his help you can do that. And now, from the sense organs viewpoint, punascha, again, Bhagavat ashrito ayamiti matva tani tad vashyanya bhavanti iti bhavaha. The sense organs will see this fellow has taken refuge in the Ishvara. Seeing that they themselves come and surrender. Okay, iti bhava, this is the idea. Yatha cha bhagavad bhaktehe maha prabhavatvam tatha vistarena agre yakhyasena. Please explain what is the greatness of this Bhagavad Bhakti. So if you have this doubt, he says, Yatha cha Bhagavad Bhaktehe maha prabhavatvam. This greatness of this big, this greatness, huge greatness of this devotion to Lord. What this greatness of devotion to Lord is that agre vistarena means in detail, agre later, vyakhyasyamasya sya is there. So it means future tense. Okay, we will explain in the later portion. Yes, Indriya Vashikare Falamaha. What is the result we gain if we control a sense organ? That is said, Vashehi Yasya Indriyani Tasya Prajna Pratishtita. That is what he is taking. What is the meaning? Spashtam. It's clear. We don't have to explain. One whose sense organs are under control, his knowledge is well established. तदेतत् वशीकृत इन्द्रियः सन् आसीदेति किमासीदेति प्रश्नस्य उत्तरं भवति. So how does he sit? For that the answer is he sits with his mind under control. That is the idea. No. Then the opponent comes and asks this question. Manaso bahyendri pravritti dwara anartha hetuttam nigrihiта bahyendriyasya tu utkhata damstro ragavat manasi anigrihite api na kapikshati bahya udyoga abhavena eva kritakrityatvad ato yukta asite iti vyartham uktam ityashankya. See, this is the doubt. What is the doubt? Manaso bahyendriya pravritti dwara anartha hetuttam. The mind brings in all the problems. Anartha means useless problems. Artha means useful things. Anartha means useless things. Useless things means troubles. Hetutvam, cause. The mind is the cause for all the troubles. How? By it in itself, it is not cause for all troubles. That is what he wants to say. He says the mind, by traveling through the sense organs, we saw yesterday how the mind functions. The mind travels through the sense organs and reaches the sense object and takes the form of the sense object, etc. So the mind, by traveling through the sense organ, becomes the cause for all the troubles. Right? Yes. Now, nigrihita vahyendriyasya, if we have controlled our external sense organs, then the mind is manasi. The mind is like what? Utkata damstra uragavat. Utkata damstra uragavat. Uragavat, first word. Uragavat, from the last we are taking. Uraga means snake, like a snake. Uragavat means like a snake. What kind of snake? Damstra. Damstra means teeth, like a snake with teeth. Okay. Utkata, pluck. A snake whose teeth is plucked. Utkata means removed, plucked. Okay. So the snake, like a snake whose teeth are removed, that, like that, manasi anigrihite api, the mind, even if it is not brought under control, because the snake need not be killed. If we remove the teeth, that is enough. So nakkapi kshatihi, there is no trouble here. He is not going to gain any trouble. Therefore, bahya udyoga abhavena eva kritakrityatvat. Since he is not going to enter the world of transaction, he is not going to do any hodgepodge things. Therefore, udyoga abhavena, because there is no transaction there, there is no effort there, there is no action there in the external world. Therefore, kritakrityatvat, he has done whatever needs to be done. If there is no transaction in the external world, that is the ultimate, right? So, ataha, therefore, yukta asita, you said, yukta asita, he should stay put in that self. Yukta asita, he should stay put in that self. He should be always engrossed in the samadhi. Iti, that what you said, vyarthamuktam, is useless. That is not, if we control the external sense organ, that is enough. The mind will not travel to the sense organ, so you are safe of trouble. So he says, iti ashankya. Having this doubt, he answers, nigrihita bahyendriyasya punaha yuktatva abhave sarva anartha praptimaha dvabhyam with two shlokas. Sarva anartha praptim, aha, he is explaining, he is answering. Sarva anartha praptim. all the troubles will be gained. For whom? Yuktatva bhave. If he is not engrossed in the samadhi. Nigrihita bahyendriyasya, even though he has controlled all the sense organs, if he has not controlled the mind, then he will be gaining all the troubles. To explain that, he is using two shlokas. Dvabhyam shlokabhyam. Okay, two shlokas. Remember this. All the other shlokas are good shlokas. Good shlokas. These two shlokas are the best shloka, not very good, the best shloka. It explains the 8 stages of your destruction. How we destroy ourselves. How we destroy ourselves. That is explained in 8 stages. See. ध्यायतो विषयान् पुंसः संगस्तेषु उपजायते संगात् संजायते कामः कामात् क्रोधोऽभिजायते क्रोधात् भवति सम्मोहः सम्मोहात् स्मृतिविभ्रमः स्मृतिभ्रंशात् बुद्धिनाशः बुद्धिनाशात् प्रणश्यति ध्यायतो विषयान् पुंसः संगस्तेषु संगः तेषु उपजायते ध्यायतो विषयान् पुंसः संगस्तेषु उपजायते संगात् संजायते कामः कामात् क्रोधो अभिजायते क्रोधात् भवति सम्मोहः सम्मोहात् स्मृति विभ्रमः स्मृति भ्रंशात् बुद्धिनाशः बुद्धिनाशात् प्रणश्यति. These are the 8 stages. This is how we fall from our self, from our true nature. Even though we are not involved with the sense objects. How? We think we are not involved with the sense objects, even though you get destroyed. How? This is dhyayato vishayan pumsha. That is the first stage of fall. Dhyayato vishayan pumsaha. This person, pumsaha, this person. Vishayan, the sense objects. Dhyayatah, when he meditates. When he thinks about the sense object. The thinking. Yesterday also I explained the different types of maithuna, copulation. See, copulation can be between two bodies. Speaking, guhya bhashana, I said, even speaking secretly about somebody is copulation. Thinking about that person is copulation. In a bad way. That also carries the same amount of sin, papa, if it is papa. Okay, punya if it is punya, whatever. Papa and punya is same whether you do it externally or do it internally in the mind. Why? Because the samskara, basically what we aim at is to get rid of the samskaras. But doing things externally creates samskara. The internal thing creates more samskara because you have to create the whole world inside. Externally, there is a person at least. Internally, you have to create that person, more samskara. The samskara gets very dridha, very strong. So, dhyayato vishayan pumsaha. A person meditating on the sense objects. For him, what is the problem? Sangasteshu upajayate. Sangaha means attachment. Teshu, with those objects, upajayate, he gains. He or she gains. Okay, so what? Attachment. So what? Sangat sanjayate kamaha. Because of that association, because of that attachment, kamaha, desires come. Desire comes. Kamat krodho bhijayate. Because of that desire, krodha, anger comes. If we are not able to gain that object there is an obstacle, anger, or anger as we explained in Vita Raga Bhaya Krodha, Vita Raga Bhaya Krodha. In that Krodha was explained as the ego that I can do it, I can achieve it. Even that is also Krodha. Okay, so Krodho Abhijayate. Now, anger in itself is a problem. Now, what will happen? Krodhat bhavati sammoha. You completely get disillusionist. You are deluded. You have no idea what you are doing, how, where you are. Completely, you are blinded. Sammoha. Sammohat smriti vibhramaha. Because of that delusion, smriti vibhramaha, you lose all the idea of righteousness, etc. Smriti bhramsha buddhi nashaha. Smriti bhramsha, because of that, your intellect, that discriminative power that gets completely eroded, destroyed, and because of that, buddhi nashat pranashyati, you get completely destroyed. This is the stage of destruction. Let's see what he says. Nigrihita vahendriyasyapi, even though if he has controlled the external sense organ, that's a good thing, that's not a bad thing, that is an important thing. Still, even though if he has controlled the sense organ, shabdadin vishayan dhyayatah manasa punaha punaha chintayatah. Shabdadi vishayan, the objects, sense objects, like the sound, etc. Those objects, chindhyayatah, dhyayata means meditates. Meditates means punaha punaha. Yesterday he said bhuyo bhuyo, again and again. Punaha punaha is also again and again. Punaha punaha chintayatah, when he thinks of. Meditates means again and again he thinks of that object. Then pumsaha, that for that person, teshu visheshu, for that objects, whatever sense object it may be, for with respect to that object, sangaha means asangaha, attachment, complete attachment. Upaja, what kind of asangaha? Mama atyantam sukha etava ete iti evam shobhanadhyasa lakshanaha. See, he is describing what shobhanadhyasa is. Yesterday I explained what shobhanadhyasa is. This is where he gives definition for shobhanadhyasa. Shobhana adhyasa. Adhyasa means superimposition. Shobhana means beauty. Superimposition of beauty in it. That is why he says, Mama atyantam sukha etavaha ete iti. Ete, these objects, they are Mama atyantam, they are very, very good for me. Sukha etava, they will bring very good joy for me. Sukha etava, they are reasons for happiness for me. In this way, this kind of shobhana adhyasa, he gains. Priti visheshena upajayate, because of the priti vishesha, because of the attachment, because of the joy, he gains this shobhana adhyasa. Sangat sukha hetutva jnana lakshanat sanchayate kamaha. Because of this association, which is the idea of that they are objects of joy for me, this knowledge is ignorance. Okay, remember that, because that is a shobhana adhyasa. Adhyasa is ignorance. Adhyasa and ignorance are not different things. This very idea, because how do we say? We see ignorance in two different states. One is asambhavana, that it doesn't exist. The other is viprita bhavana, contradictory ideas. This is that is this, etc. Instead of this is this and that is that. Okay, so asambhavana and viprita bhavana, this non-existency or the contradictory existency, both are ignorance, and this ignorance he gains. Why I am trying to bring in that ignorance here instead of knowledge? Because jnana, then kama, ajnana, kama, karma. This is the order Bhagavan Bhashyakara refers to things. So ajnana, ignorance, then kama, desire, then karma, action. So he says kama. He gains kama. What is kama? mama ete bhavantu iti. Let these things be for me. Iti Krishna Vishay, this kind of desire, this kind of thirst is that kama. Tasmat kamad kutaschit nyavanad tat pratibandhaka vishayah krodha abhijvaranatma abhijayate. When the object of desire, you are trying to gain that. When there is an obstacle, what does he say? Kutaschit pratihanyamanat. When there is an obstacle, somebody or something is obstructing it. Then pratighata vishayah, to destroy that obstacle, krodha, there is an anger, abhijvaranatmaka, which is of the kind of a fire which burns, destroys. So that abhijayate, that you gain. Krodha bhavati sammoha. Next is because of that anger, you become deluded. Sammoha. What is this delusion? Karya karya viveka abhava rupaha. You don't know what right and what. Karya means action. Akarya means inaction. You don't know what action is, what inaction is. That is not how you understand it. You understand, you don't know what is right and what is wrong. You forget that discrimination. You lose that discrimination of what is right and what is wrong, what should be done and what should not be done. Okay, so sammoha smrti vibhramaha. Because of this sammoha, because of this losing the discriminating power, what happens? Smrti vibhramaha. Smrtehe. Smrti vibhrama means smrti. What is smrti? Shastra acharya upadishta buddhehe. The knowledge which you gain through the guru of the shastra. Shastra acharya upadishta. The shastra and acharya, whatever they teach us, or the acharya who teaches that which is in the shastra, because we have to remember that. That is how you have to understand. If if the guru is teaching something not of shastra, however great he may be, we should avoid him. We should see, because he is a guru, because he may have gained benefit of doubt. He might have gained the knowledge. Even if he has gained the knowledge, we don't have anything to do with him. Just salute him from different distance. We say there is a song. Yentaro mahanubhavulu andariki na vandanamudu. To all those great saints, my salutations from distance. Over. Don't even go close to him. Don't keep him away. You keep yourself away from him. You should not disrespect. He is Mahatma. Let there be that respect. So he says that buddhi. What shastra and what acharya? What do they give? Aikyatma manovrittehe, the thought function, which is that Atma, Jivatma and Paramatma are Aikya, identical. The knowledge of identity. Akhandakara vritti. Manovrittehe means the thought function of mind, the thought function. So what is the thought function? Akhandakara vritti, the thought function which does not objectify. That thought function, the thought function which is not limited, that thought function. So that thought function, that akhandakara vritti, gets destroyed. Means that is the natural thought function. That identity is the natural thought function. That is our natural state. That gets destroyed. Now, this could be understood in two different ways. So he says, viprita bhavana upachaya doshena pratibandhat anutpattihi utpannayacha phala ayogyatvena vilayah. See, because of this viparita bhavana, because of this contradictory idea, you will not be able to gain that knowledge. Pratibandhaka, because this is an obstacle, anutpattihi, the jnana does not rise. You don't gain that thought function. Utpannayapi, even if that for some reason, because of your purva punya, etc., if that arises, because of the purva punya means because of the past knowledge, if at that particular time that prarabdha gets fructified, that Fala ayogyatveena vilayah, it will not give the result, it will just subdue. It will not become strong enough to provide you the result of moksha. So, buddhehe nashat pranashyati tasyascha falabhutayaha buddhehe vina vilopat pranashyati sarvapurushartha ayogyo bhavati. Beautiful. What does he say? Buddhi nashat, because of the destruction of the buddhi, pranashyati. What does that mean? He gets destroyed. What does that mean? Tasyascha falabhutayaha, that end result, which is liberation, buddhi, that buddhi, that identity, knowledge of identity, which will give that moksha, that liberation, that bilopat, when because of that becoming invisible, bilopat, visheshena lopat, adarshanam lopah, it becomes invisible. It becomes destroyed here. Okay, so because of that bilopat pranashyati, he completely gets destroyed. Means he becomes useless. Means sarva purushartha ayogya bhavati, he becomes useless for any human pursuit. Dharma, artha, kama, moksha, 4 human pursuits. Either you strive for gaining punya papa, dharma, or artha, gain wealth, or kama, desire objects, desire world, or moksha. So he becomes useless for any of these human pursuits. So, yo hi purushartha yogyo jatah sa mrita eveti loke vyavahriyate, and this person who becomes useless to gain any human pursuit, he is referred to as a dead person. What is the difference between him and the dead person? They are both not capable of gaining the goal. So, atah pranashyati iti yuktam. That is why it is said they get destroyed completely. Pranashyati, prakashtena, completely. Yasmat evam manaso nigraha abhave nigrihitava hindriyasyapi parama anartha praptihi tasmat. Since it is so, therefore, tasmat, therefore it is. So, since manaso nigraha bhava, in the absence of control of mind, nigrihita vahindriyasapi, even though if you have controlled the sense organs, external sense organs, still parama anartha prapti, you gain the absolute trouble. You gain the absolute trouble. You gain only trouble. Therefore, tasma, therefore, mahata prayatnena mano nigrihniyati abhiprayah. The idea is the purpose. Abhipraya means the idea, the purpose. What is the purpose? What is the teaching here? With effort, prayatnena mano nigrihniyat. Control your mind. No. The purpose is mahata prayatnena. For the effort, he is giving an adjective mahata. With great effort, you have to strive hard to get the mind under control. Ato yuktam uktam. Therefore, it is rightly said. Your doubt was, why should we say having the mind under control? If the sense organs are under control, it's like a snake whose teeth is plucked. So he says, no. It is rightly said, because he becomes useless, he becomes completely destroyed. Therefore, yuktam uktam tani sarvani sanyamya yukta asita iti. So it is rightly said, after controlling all your sense organs, keep your mind under control. Be in samadhi. That is what it is said. That is rightly said. We will see this. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamadachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.